fair trade, folks. Right, well, that went very well, folks. Right, well, it's Boogie. Well, one mesh dealt with. So, got to go to the inn. Well, I do have stuff. Yeah, I do have stuff. I'm going to give you a bow. And a spear. I had a super spear. I guess not. Okay. Oh, you got 3 slots. But do you speak to Sweynur, something like that? Lady as well.
Greetings.
Well, no, don't need that. She's not even told her say. Thanks for bringing my cook back. Ah, it's you, my saviour. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely regarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. Nice. Savoury pie. A savoury pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in the travels. I can craft stuff. Where's my craft stuff? Craft. Can I? Ah, there we go. Endurance and might. Oh, stay in there. Oh, the other guy.
Good day to you.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Olaf narrows his eyes, careful. Looks like they'll cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. Trumbel says you've been threatening his family. Saw you outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies himself a medley. What's that about? It's about Trumbel thinking he's king of the town on account that he's got the bill to his name. Dwarf Drowls quivers with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. And that's what it's fucking about. Now shove up. If I buy you all around, will you talk to me then? He did say that he does like their drink, so Sweynur considers it briefly. He looks to the others. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. Go and get
traveler.
got drinks. Hey, so you have, by the flame. I never thought they'll be happy for a mug of the Blackhound shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then. You've got my attention. What is it that you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? So definitely diplomat, like I say. Passionate ones like, whoa, get right there, eh? Maybe you could tell me what's going on. Look, there's no sense of threatening the Miller. You have him against a wall. Maybe could you ask him some of the other villagers for help? Maybe you could tell me more what's going on. It's like I said, the Miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Afra pay half what we do. Dwarf sags. And maybe we've been a bit rough of him, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve. And do you think Trumble's going to be sorry about it when we do? I think I'll go talk to Trumbel for you. Ha! You think you'll get through to him when we haven't? The man's sick as a pet bog. I hear he got his soul red, found his king used to grow stone red trees for their Aedarin lords, up until they figured out their side was losing. Explains why his knees still ache to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. Yeah, he'll be holed up in the mill for days, the coward. The dwarf eyes you considerably. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We'll owe you one if you manage it.
Hail, traveler.
Does that mean the other folk?
Hail, traveler.
Look, there's no sign of threat in the miller. We have. The Syn eyes you for long moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs, you're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from the tree out there. He looks to his comrades. Tell Trumbel we'll leave him alone. I don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. We haven't got another trade to speak of. I think Pascha needs a hand around down. Maybe I could do that differently. I think I can do that. I've basically just fucked them up. Well, let's reload that. Let's reload that, yeah. I don't like that outcome.
Good day to you.
Let's speak to the other guy. No.
Gods keep you.
No, it's a Kurt Gooding. You're back. Have you had any luck with Simmer? I've had more questions about this whole situation. Trumbel breathes a short laugh. What's to explain? It's very complicated. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Sweynur's howling after things he has no right to. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. You don't want these people in here with torches. Maybe we ought to stop lying to me. Ooh. Ooh. Trumbel blinks, taking aback. I'm not. Look, it's no lie. The stores really are low, and with so little grain going around, I had to raise the prices for some people. There are folk in this town that deserve far better than Saber and his lot. People who have done more for gilded fail. People like the people like the magistrates. Intellect. I can't do anything about that. Trumbel says, his voice quiet. That's just how it works. Maybe things are different elsewhere. Here, Reetrix men, they keep the village safe, so they eat well. The magistrate's not waiting outside to burn down your home. Maybe you ought to give the farmers fairer prices. Yeah. Gibber opens his mouth to protest, but his expressions shift into resignation well before he finally nods and speaks. You're right, he says quietly. I've been trying to plan for the future, but we are in danger here and now. Fine, tell Sweynur and others that I've reconsidered. Providing he pays the same as everyone else, he's welcome to his fair share. And let's hope we can trade for supplies real soon. And we'll all be in a bad way. Yeah, probably, but hey ho. Everyone's in a good spot. I kind of like that. I kind of like that one. It's still not the greatest, but everyone, at least everyone is close to equal now, so. Equal across the board.
Yeah. Greetings.
Okay, you again, what is it? What if I told you that Trumbel's changed his mind about his grain prices? The dwarf looks you up, blinking. What? You serious? He exchanged looks with his fellows, who grin hesitantly. The old man's listened to reason. More experience. Yeah, nice. About time, I told him he'd come around, but damn if it didn't take this time about it. He sets a few coppers on the table. Here, buy yourself a drink. Now you can, now that we can afford it. Goes for you twos as well. Drinks on me. Moderate positive. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything was fine and dandy in the end then, eh? Happy days. Right, so... bonus. So, we have this other aspect here. We found him, but we're not going to be doing that. This is trial. Him. That. But not another quest. So, alright. So we'll go to the Eora ruins then, I suppose. Special here. Alright. Down the hole. Down the hole. Wirtan. Alright.
I haven't been in here for must be 5-6 years. Used to be real nice. Right. Warm.
Right, more.
Hope you're not expecting much.
A man lies resting against a wall, lit by the dim illusion of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance if you near, his features twisted with pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. He angles to look up at Eora. Paying your respects, Eothians. He manages a grin. A little risky, isn't it? Think what the townsfolk would say. Safer down here than up there. Even with the rats as big as they are, a faint edge of hostility belies Edora's playful tone. The temple isn't what it used to be. Probably for the best. Times being as they are. He groans and shifts positions, winching. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the types either. Wirtan jerks his chin towards Eora. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe we'd have better luck. Better luck with what? The man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Eothas, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. Its worshippers would come from all over Deerwood, from Reetrix even. Not so much from Reetrix these days. Until the war, of course. Even then, we get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get through their heads what their god was dead and gone. Go on. Allow them to worship. Lord Reetrix would clear out the place from time to time, make a rest. It wasn't until the legacy that had started. Losing patience. He sent his guards in to put the priest to the sword, bring the place down, burn some of the books, and that was that. Once the legacy started, Lord Reetrix decided he'd been too lenient on the Eothians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword. Left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Reetrix ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that. Up until recently, Lord Reetrix hopes that if we dedicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end, you see? He smiles wryly. But until then, this temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Wirtan licks his lips. Those priests. Maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that, chopped down in a god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Wirtan breathes out. No small task. There's no coin in it for you if you need motivating. So there's coin in it for you. Proper burial is a proper burial, I suppose. Alof's cautious expression softens. A pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shed of respect for the dead. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll find them. Then, by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long, it's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. Then they'll still be there, if they're anywhere. Obviously, I don't think they're going to be up and moving around, you know. Those priests have all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, tricks, sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Yeah.
Hey.
More to speak of?
Welcome.
Fine, fine. I'm still exploring the upper level. Well, keep at it.
Of course.
Of course.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Oh. Was he, yes, I think he's somebody else. Why that wouldn't happen?
Following your lead.
Leave it to me. Let's have it out.
There's a lesson.
Of
course.
Nice and slow.
And slow. This parchment is worn and tattered, and the ink upon it is faded. In this time of hardship, must have just as much faith in ourselves. Okay. More spiders. Oh.
Not to alarm you, but I'm... Slow down.
I'll let Margaren's fire.
I think I'll just hit them, I think.
Of course. Leave it to me! I shall deal with this one.
What? Let's... Following your lead.
Yes? These sons are in for a walloping!
In for a walloping there. That! Conned!
Hey.
As always. The red-brown spears flick away under the toe of your boot. Spirit. The nearby crystals light the cracked mosaic floor in shades of orange, and at certain angles the metallic symbol beneath your feet gleams gold. As you look on, the air shimmers as if with summer heat. The very dust and the air seem to pull together until a thin, glowing mist appears before you. In this rippling gleam, you sometimes think you can see a shape of a man, features rendered in broad strokes of air and smoke. Your voice sparks movement. The spirit surges with a sudden blazing light, and in the next moment you are somewhere else, your mind assailed with a sudden wave of fear and noise. You are in a chapel hall. Priest and faithful have gathered in a great crowd, spilling into the hall. Bodies pressed against yours, surging forward to listen. Your own grief is mirrored in the faces around you. Some of the initiates are weeping. Someone has snuffed the candles and the room is dark, save for the podium, lit from behind. Two people stand before it, lit in silhouette. A man is shouting, voice so ragged with fear you cannot understand what he says. But the Reetrix stands calm, unmoved. Her strength will see you all through these dark times. You feel that hope like a spark behind your ribs. Somewhere behind you, someone begins to sing. The spirit tears itself from you with sudden, dizzying force, and you find yourself back before a ruined altar, swaying. The spirit fades, and suddenly, as it appeared.
Hey.
And what does the flame reveal?
The face of the statue has had most of the features struck off, along with portions of its hand. Alright. I can get into that. I can't. Secret room. Secrets. Door. That.
Yes? You're not getting through me.
Need to get their ass kicked. Stop going there. Stop it. Stop it. I have to be careful how he does that, because it's like he just wants to go right into their head. It's like, why are you doing that? Why you going to do that? Durance, you're mental, mate. Mental. Monsters of the Dead Fire Archipelago.
All right.
There's more.
All right then.
Yeah. Let's end this.
Listen. His Grace, I write to implore. The rest of this letter is crossed out in several places and then abandoned altogether.
Hey.
Lots of money. His prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of grime and dust. Okay.
I want to see what I can do.
I can do.
I want to see what I can do. The work of a moment.
And flames, we've got plenty of them. A key and Reetrix letter. I understand your concerns, Sister Nadra, but we are safest here within the temple. What wrong have we done? Lord Reetrix would not risk his position by harming us when we have brought so much prosperity to the village. Wirtan pretends at alarm. He knows full well that these are empty threats and means to frighten us into departing our home. Are we to abandon Gilded Vale to heretics? Wirtan too will play his part. When the time comes, our temple will stand long after Roderick holds is but gravel and memory. Somebody tell him? Somebody tell him? Great Western Stag and the Book of Verses. This small volume of verses and basums is somewhat battered, suggesting it used to be carried on someone's person. The pages are dog-eared and worn, and the gold threads form the title of the book have begun to fray. The book tends to open to a particular section, where someone has marked a verse with a small blotch of ink. Ednung the Black Star spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And we wept, for he knew that this sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sagran spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Harmeek knelt before them then, resolved to save himself, and asked what must he do, what he must do. And Modron spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are nearly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modbug, but Ednald warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness, and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith.